Figo comes up with the goods just when he needed them as well. Anticipated the serve, read it beautifully, and then fired the backhand home to give himself match points here. Well, Freitas is not going to give it to him easily. All. And now Freitas takes the lead. Game point to the Pontoise man. Will these two go the distance again here in the second leg as they did in the first? Back and forth they go. Wonderful forehand, inside out. Beautifully placed, kept it nice and low. Plenty of pace on it as well. Game point again for the Austrian, and he takes it. Stefan Figo beats Marcus Freitas by 3 games to 1. Was pushed to the limit in the fourth. Hamita win it by 13-11. But it came out of the blocks right from the get-go, on the front foot, really taking the game to the man from Portugal, who had a tough job ahead of him with his side already out of the Champions League. Had to dig deep to try and find a performance. Couldn't dig deep enough, and Figo deservedly winning that second match to put Düsseldorf 2-0 up. Now 1 match away from victory here in the second leg, already through to the final, of course, thanks to that Christian Carlsen win in match 1. Next up, it is the Düsseldorf talisman, Timo Boll, who will be facing off against the youngster from France and his opponent in the first leg as well. It's a rematch against Tristan Flore. Just moments away. Make sure you don't go anywhere.
Also er sagt, so sicher waren sie gar nicht, weil Pontoise eben richtig stark ist. Im Finale trifft ihr nun auf Orenburg. Wie schätzt du die Chancen gegen diese ja wirklich ausgezeichnete Mannschaft ein? Im Final you will beat Orenburg. What do you think about the chances in the final against this very strong team?
I think we have a good chance, absolutely. They have a strong team, but we can fight the silos and they have all the pressure, so I definitely think we can win.
Okay, also er ist optimistisch, er sagt, wir haben unsere Chance, das ist natürlich eine starke Mannschaft, wir sind vielleicht so etwas wie die Underdogs, aber der Druck liegt bei Orenburg und wir können das Ding gewinnen. Dann wünschen wir dafür viel Erfolg, Christian, alles Gute und viel Glück im Finale. Guten Tag, Freunde. Dankeschön, Christian Kanzer. So, meine Damen und Herren, auf die nächste Bewegung hat es bereits im Hinspiel in Pontoise gegeben. Und Tristan Flore ist nicht unbedingt der Lieblingsgegner von Timo Boll. Nichtsdestotrotz hat er ihn im Hinspiel mit 3:1 gezwungen. Und das war dort ein ganz, ganz wichtiger Punkt. Ganz, ganz wichtig noch einmal der Blick auf unsere Ehrengasttribüne. Einen Mann möchte ich Ihnen noch vorstellen, ist gerade eingetroffen, hatte noch einen wichtigen Termin, nämlich eine Ehrung für Düsseldorfer Sportler, und darum begrüßen wir den Oberbürgermeister der Stadt Düsseldorf, Thomas Geisel. Herzlich willkommen.
So, Timo Boll against Tristan Flore. The two players met in the first leg in Pontoise. Timo Boll coming away a 3-1 winner on that occasion. Tristan Flore taking the first game 11-6. Looked like there might be an upset on the cards, but the man who has seen and done it all before with Düsseldorf and Team Germany, of course, one of the all-time German greats in the world of table tennis, Timo Boll, coming back and winning 3 games on the trot in that first leg against Tristan Flore to give Düsseldorf their second win of the day. They would go on to win 3-0. They're on the verge of doing the same here. I don't think too many people would have thought it would have been such a one-way traffic. And if they can take this form and the way they're playing into the final, they really will give Orenburg a run for their money. I know a number of the players, including Christian Carlsen, just moments ago, stating that he felt they'd be going into that match, into the final against Orenburg, as underdogs. However, considering the way they've been playing, in my eyes, even if they are up against the dream team of Ovcharov, Samsonov and Mitsutani, there is plenty of talent, plenty of momentum here to really make a match of that final, and it should be an absolute cracker. Make sure you do join us. We'll be bringing you a live coverage of that as well, of course. For all of you table tennis fans that perhaps don't feel you have enough of it in your life, I mean, can you ever have enough is probably the right question. However, for those of you who perhaps want a little bit more, you can join the ETTU WhatsApp service. Just go to ettu.org/WhatsApp, where you can follow a few easy steps, and in a couple of clicks you'll be signed up to the WhatsApp service, where you'll get daily and weekly updates on news, videos, and everything your table tennis heart desires at the touch of your fingertips. It really is fantastic, so make sure you go and check that out, and you can sign up for free. And here we also see the mayor making an appearance here this evening, here to support his table tennis boys. Support here in Düsseldorf, next to none here on the Champions League circuit. Really fantastic support. Even in Pontoise, the travelling Düsseldorf fans making themselves heard at every opportunity. And they've been no difference here at home, as Timo Boll gets off to a scoring start, much to the delight of the home support as well. Flore, and a good reply, levels things up at 1 apiece here in game 1 of this third match in this Champions League semi-final second leg between Düsseldorf and AS Pontoise Cergy. And we saw in the first leg it took Boll a game and a half to sort of settle in. Will it be the same here? Tristan Flore has, of course, beaten Timo Boll before. And an opponent, the German, doesn't necessarily always do well against. Good little exchange. Goes Timo Boll's way. You can see just from that rally alone, Tristan Flore, still very young to the sport. A young Frenchman, a player with a very, very bright future, not with Pontoise, not just with Pontoise, but also with the French national side as well. Timo Boll levels things up at 3 apiece now. Good serve there by Timo Boll. Forcing Flore forward to the net. Wonderful stuff by Timo Boll there. It's the speed at which he's able to react to the situations. The transition as well. Absolute textbook. He just looks so relaxed doing it as well. Good serve, good reply by Flore. Plenty of pace on it. Fantastic return by Boll, but couldn't come up with what was actually the easier forehand that followed. I think he might have perhaps caught himself by surprise with the ball making its way back over off that backhand. Nice, fantastic stuff. 6-5 up. Flore definitely making a game of this. The ball definitely settling in quicker than he did in the first leg, which can only spell trouble for the young Frenchman. There it is. He was setting up for it already. Knew exactly where that return was coming to. Forehand then down the line to seal the deal. Flore unable to come up with the goods. He's always going to struggle there. That is much better by Flore. Lovely play, the forehand down the line. Now sending him out wide. The forehand out wide, excuse me, and then the backhand down the line. Getting the job done. And able to level things up at 7 apiece now as well. And again, the young Frenchman going on a good little run here to turn the tide. Now in the lead, 8-7. And the point going Boll's way there. Both players looking for the ball there. Both players finding the ball. Must have already been one hidden away, much to the amusement of the home crowd. Wonderful forehand by Flore, but the return by Timo Boll even better. World-class play there from the German superstar. And even Flore didn't expect that one to come back, and you can't blame him. Good serve, though, by the young Frenchman. Keeps things level yet again. Really making ball work for this win, which is by no means a given. Flore just a little frustrated with himself there. Wasn't that difficult a shot. Timo Boll not really generating that much power, and played it straight down the middle, laying it up nicely for Flore. But that time, no mistakes by the German superstar. Düsseldorf's talisman gets the first game in the bag. 11-9 the score. 1-0 up for Timo Boll. Now just 2 games away from settling things here in the second leg as well. And what a story it would be if Düsseldorf could do exactly the same here at home as they did in Pontoise and come away with a clean sweep 3-0 victory. That's the kind of victory you want to take into a final with you. Game 2 between Tristan Flore and Timo Boll just around the corner in less than half a minute. Game 2 about to get underway here. Boll to serve first. Good return. Straight into the midsection of Boll there. Had very little time to react. Good start by Flore here. 2 points off the Boll serve. Puts him in good stead here in his second game. Well, extends that lead to 3. Convincing start here by Flore in his second game. Will it bring out the best in Timo Boll? Comes back at Flore with a good serve of his own. Still work to do though. Can't back it up with a second. As Flore extends his lead back to 4-point cushion. Now 5-1 up. We saw in game 1 that Flore by no means an easy opponent for Timo Boll. No one really is at this stage of the Champions League, of course. Boll's certainly the favourite, but Flore giving him a run for his money here in game 2. Fantastic play, beautifully set up. Textbook from start to finish there. And Boll does get a point back on the board. so serve will be retaken. Beautiful transition there by Timo Boll. The speed at which he gets himself into the right position when called upon is really a wonder to behold at times. For all the youngsters out there watching, we are witnessing one of the best in the business, but Tristan Flore giving him a good little run for his money here in game 2. We saw in the first leg, more than capable of making a match of it. But once Timo Boll gets into that flow of his, there is very little that will stop him. And that is the difference. A Timo Boll who wasn't necessarily at his best was able to take down Tristan Flore in 4 games last time. Whereas you feel Flore needs to be at his best to beat Timo Boll. And that right there is just not quite good enough. Had the opportunity to go on the attack there, had the right idea. Just couldn't come up with the execution in the end. Able to build up another little lead, now 7-5 up. After Boll able to scrape his way back into this second game. Found himself 5-1 down early on. Now 5-7. Wonderful backhand, beautiful. Slight apology catching the net just moments before, but then I think Flore got a little bit of the net as well as the ball came to him. And Boll making no mistake with the backhand inside out. Went for the same shot there. Couldn't find the same result though. As Flore gets his 2-point lead back, now 8-6 up. 3 away, tying things up in this 3rd match. What a rally, fantastic stuff. Had a little bit of everything in there. Flore doing sensationally well to keep the exchange going. In the end, just a little too much for the young Frenchman. But what an exchange that was. The fans here in Düsseldorf on their feet at the end of that one. There now, Timo Boll ties things up at 8 apiece. Flore will feel a little disheartened after all his hard work early on. But when you're up against the best, you need to be at your best from start to finish. Oh, that's good. Answer by Flore, reasserting himself. And as we saw in the first leg, he doesn't let himself get caught up by the celebrity and personality that is Timo Boll. They groan here amongst the fans as they know that even Timo Boll looks like he might struggle to take this second game after a valiant fight back to level things up at 8 apiece. It's Flore who's come up with 2 big, quick points, and now has 2 game points to play with as well. Fantastic shot by T-Mobile, absolutely beautiful. He's not going to give it to Flore easily, that is for sure. I'll tell you what, he wasn't far away from catching the edge of the table there, as he just chopped at it, just sending it a little too long. So Flore gets a game in the bag, levels things up at 1 apiece, 11-9. He takes game 2 as we go into the third with things all square, and already some fantastic exchanges between these two in the bag. Expect plenty more, with this third match far from over. So the players return to the table as we go into this third game, and what a match it's already been between these two, back and forth. The German taking the first 11-9 before Flore coming back, winning 11-9 as well. Couldn't quite take that one out from down below. As ball gets off with a scoring start here against the serve. Good reply again by Flore. He seems unfazed by his opponent. T-Mobile, of course, far from an ego in the sport, though. A true gentleman of the sport, which is why he's both loved and respected, not just here in Germany, but around the world. Has a following in almost every country and every fan base when it comes to table tennis. Take your hat off to Tristan Flore there. He never gave up on the rally. He's paid back in full for his efforts in the end. T-Mobile 4-2 up now. And a good serve as well, although Flore will feel he could have done much better there. Just letting himself down slightly. Ball with a 3-point cushion. Flore going for that one. Almost with a no risk, no fun attitude with that point. Had to really get low to try and attack it. Almost lying down by the end of it. That's much better. . just lacking a bit of consistency here in game 3. The young Frenchman showing moments of brilliance, but unable to keep that going on a regular basis. And Timo Boll just slipping slightly, I think, there. Had a quick look down at the ground there, just after taking the shot. And then letting himself down with that one, showing a little bit of anger in himself there, Timo Boll. Flore closes the gap to 2, now 5-7 down. Almost looking slightly perplexed at why that didn't go Flore's way, the young Frenchman. And he turns to his corner in disbelief almost. But he's doing well to keep himself in this. He's not letting Timo Boll run away with it just yet. Staying within 2 points, and if he can keep that going, still in with a chance of turning this around. That won't help though. Caught out by the ball serve on that occasion. And now Timo Boll with 4 game points. Surely Flore cannot turn this around now. Well, that'll help. And that was fantastically set up. Again, closes the gap to 2. A lot of respect here being shown by Timo Boll for the young French player. What a return that was. Absolutely fantastic. Had no right to take that point. And it wasn't just any point, because it gives him the 3rd game and puts Timo Boll 2-1 up. Now just 1 game away from sealing yet another 3-0 victory for Düsseldorf in this 2nd leg of the Champions League semi-final. And it's shots like that that just make you sit back and appreciate how good Timo Boll actually is. I mean, it goes without saying, of course, but just being able to witness a legend doing what he does best, well, there aren't too many things more entertaining and more enjoyable, I can tell you that much. And I'm sure that you all at home tuned in and watching this semi-final 2nd leg are thinking exactly the same thing.